Radio. All right, it's the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30. The Tiger. We're pleased to welcome in the chairman of the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. He is Art Carmody with a great radio voice, but smart enough not to go into radio. Art, what's going on, my friend? Hello, Art.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. There you are. What's up, man?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. All right, so the hay is in the barn, but not in the barn, so to speak. You've got your teams, but there's still obviously a game to put on. Tell me where you are right now in terms of how crazy things are getting for you. Hello? Apparently we're having phone troubles with Art. Well, we got him on a landline just so we wouldn't have phone troubles with Art, and now the landline is not working. Somebody pushed the mute button or put it on speaker or something. Take it off the speakerphone. Pick up the handset like a normal person. Well, hopefully they'll call back. Can't even get landlines to work anymore, Rogers. It's the weather. You know, it's funny you say that, but in Natchitoches, our old radio station that Northwestern State Demon Sports Network was on, when it rained, the station just went out. Not like regular, rain. This is like just rain, not like a storm or anything. It was just rain, and it would knock the station off the air. It was every single time. All right, welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30, The Tiger. Let's try it again with Art Carmody, the chairman of the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Now we got you. Get off the speakerphone. Get off your Bluetooth headset, you millennial, and let's talk things out here. All right, so my first question is the hay is in the barn, but not fully in the barn yet. You got your team selected. You know when the bowl's going down. You know who's involved. Where are you in terms of your effort, energy level, sleepless nights? Where are you on that scale right now?
Well, define sleepless nights.
Nights in
in
which
terms
you
of this
don't
year's
get
game,
sleep.
Or are you talking about the future, this year's game?
Well,
this
a little
week?
bit of everything, because that's where you're at now.
Okay.
You're juggling. You got a lot of balls in the air right now, Art. You've got title sponsor you're looking for. You've got conference affiliations for your teams, and you've got the game this year. So I would imagine maybe not a lot of sleep for you these days.
Not a lot of sleep. We'll start at the beginning. Number one, very excited to have Louisiana Tech and Miami playing in our game on December 26th at 3 o'clock. That was an exciting weekend for us this past weekend, going through all the different scenarios, who was going to be in our mix, who was not going to be in our mix. And then finally, early Sunday afternoon, we got the go-ahead that Louisiana Tech and Miami were two teams that we could go ahead and invite. We invited both of them. They both accepted, thank God. And we're excited to have them. We actually have Miami here just for you, Patrick. I was sitting in a meeting with Miami representatives. They're here on their site visit.
Okay.
And I said, excuse me, I have to go get on a phone call with my friend Patrick Netherton.
That's right. And they should know the order of importance is Patrick Netherton's show, then Miami football.
Correct.
That's how
Absolutely.
it goes. I am curious, though, just take me into the room, per se. And I'm assuming y'all are all in a conference room as this is all going down. But take me in there. What's the conversations like? How is the decision-making going along? How do you determine, okay, we need to call Tech, we need to call Miami, these are the teams we want to get? Walk us through that process for those of us that aren't in the room.
Sure. So actually kind of at the beginning of November, we have a selection committee meeting every Monday at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we go through all the different scenarios and what teams we think are going to be in our mix or not in our mix, who we need to kind of look at, make phone calls for, what relationships do we have with them, et cetera. And then kind of as the month goes on, as we get into the final weeks of the season, the conferences actually, we get on the phone with them and kind of list our preference based on the teams that may be in our mix. We're interested in, Miami, Florida State, North Carolina, Louisville, Boston College, et cetera. We do that with both conferences, and we very early on, when we realized we weren't going to have an SEC representative, we called over to Conference USA and, said, hey, our number one option is Louisiana Tech. If they're available, we would love to have a shot at them. So that's how that goes throughout the season to late November. Then this past weekend, all weekend we're on the phone talking to other bowls, getting intel on who they may be interested in. Friday night I was in Atlanta. I talked to a representative from ESPN, just kind of getting some information from him on what he was thinking in regards to a lot of the ESPN-known bowls. And then Sunday we get together as a selection committee. We all met up here at the bowl office. We had a great spread from walk-ons, which I attacked immediately as soon as I walked in. And we got on a phone call with Conference USA at first, just reiterate, our talking points as they were going through their bowl scenarios with their other bowl representatives in ESPN. And then Missy got a phone call from Judy at the conference that said that our first choice was available. So we got on the phone with Louisiana Tech as an entire group. Selection committee officially invited them. And then we waited for the ACC call. The ACC, we let them know that Louisiana Tech was going to be on the other side, and went through our tier of bowl games with each of the teams that were available.
Mm-hmm.
I can take you through the process. The Sun Bowl chose Florida State. Military Bowl chose North Carolina. We were left with a group of Miami, Pittsburgh, and Boston College, and extended the invitation to University of Miami.
There you go. Talking to Art Carmody, chairman of the Independence Bowl. And then is there a scenario where they come back and just say no? Miami, hey, we would like you guys in, and then they go no? I mean, does that happen?
That's a great question. I don't know if a bowl has ever – you know what? That probably may have happened back in the day when there were only, 14, 15, 16 bowl games.
Right.
Nowadays, they work with the conferences, and the conferences kind of all kind of say, hey, this is where, you're going to be potentially going. So I don't know if anybody's ever said no. That'd be a very awkward phone call.
Yeah, it really would.
Speakerphone.
Yeah.
With the entire selection committee,
right.
And then to be like, no. I mean, who else are we going to call at that point?
Right. Well, I just think it'd be interesting if you, hey, guys, so pleased to welcome you, to extend the invitation to the Independence Bowl. Can't wait to see you. We're going to pass. Sorry, guys. We're looking at the Gasparilla Bowl, or I don't know, whatever. I think it's kind of interesting. And now, with so many bowl games that are out there, so many teams are able to find their niche that I guess that I got to imagine, Art, that the slotting then really becomes a big help for you because you get X pick, third, fourth, fifth pick, whatever in this particular conference. So I would imagine in that regard it kind of helps where it's not the Wild West where you're just kind of getting a lot of at large. You're trying to go find somebody to fill your bowl slot.
No, absolutely. I mean, kind of how the ACC does it. They have different tiers of bowls. Obviously, the the champion will go to the orange if they're not in the playoff, and then it goes into the highest ranked ACC team. And then there's another tier of bowls that they slide teams into, and then there's another tier that they slide teams into. And that was the kind of just to kind of give you some more information on it. That was kind of there was a long delay last year because a couple of the bowls were arguing over what team was coming to them, and that delayed the call by about an hour. So that's why last year we were very late in announcing the ACC matchup because there was some argument going on between the other bowls, and it was holding up the rest of the conference call.
Talking to Art Carmody, the chairman of the Independence Bowl. All right, what are we know? Look, every year you welcome teams in, Florida State and Boston College, Arizona. You're always welcoming in teams from far away. You've had ULM in this bowl before, and now Louisiana Tech. What are the specific issues when you have a team like Louisiana Tech who is quote-unquote local, so maybe the hotels are not going to necessarily be filled the way that another team from out of town might be? What do you look at when you look at a local team versus a team coming in from out of town?
What do you mean local in terms of just travel?
Yeah, I mean, it's because I've got to imagine there's some different logistics that you have to deal with, okay, how do we make sure that we're getting the economic impact in the city that we want to get when it's a 60-mile drive versus teams, people flying in from Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the hotel numbers may be different with a local team that's driving in as opposed to a flying team, or a team that's flying in for the game or coming from greater distance. But with the game being in the afternoon, there'll still be a lot of fans that will be staying that night, going to the post game party, going out to restaurants and bars after the game. So there'll still be a lot of people that are staying in the hotels. But from a travel logistics side, I mean, that's just one less thing we have to worry about from a travel standpoint is coordinating charter flights, buses, all that stuff from a team that's flying in.
This is true.
We're still expecting a great economic impact because of all the local fans that will be in, Shreveport, Bossier, the day of the game, the day after the game, and whatnot. So, we have all the events that we have going on throughout the week leading up to it, and then obviously the post-game event that we have. So there'll still be, a lot of people able to enjoy all those different events.
All right, open-ended questions for you as we wrap things up with Art Carmody. Two things, obviously, the two major aspects of things that you're working on that don't involve this year's bowl game. Conference affiliations upcoming for the next bowl cycle, and title sponsor. I'm leaving it open-ended. What can you tell us about what's going on both of those fronts?
Okay, for the next 6-year cycle, the conference negotiations, we are, and I think I tell you this every time I talk to you.
Right.
We're 99% done. We're waiting on one piece of paper that needs to be signed by one of the conferences. They've agreed to it in principle. Still need the signed paper back, and then in regards to the official announcement, we actually thought we were going to be able to announce in September, which shows you how long this has dragged out.
Right.
There are some other agreements that have not been signed from television partner side with those conferences and teams that's kind of held things up. So as soon as we kind of get the green light to do that, we'll have a big announcement. We'll let you know. It'll be of great interest to the community. I think they'll be excited about it. And then on the title sponsor search, we have a third party that's assisting us. We've had some interest in the game already. Obviously, we're hoping that we have a great crowd on December 26th and a great television rating. Hopefully, Miami will help bring eyeballs to the TV set, and then we'll be able to put that package together with everything else that we do throughout the community and make it very attractive to a potential title sponsor.
That's one of the things you mentioned is tickets, and both schools get their ticket allotment, and then it's their responsibility to sell their ticket allotment and make sure that they put butts in the seats. You're talking about two fan bases that traditionally have struggled to fill their own buildings. Tech has had problems with it. Miami has had problems with it. Is that a concern, or is it, hey, this is your problem? How do you work with these schools? And then obviously, the local community is going to provide the support that the local community does. But how do you work with these schools to make sure that they're getting these ticket allotments sold, especially when you've got a couple of fan bases that have traditionally struggled to pack their own place?
Well, I mean, that's part of the site visit meetings that we're having. We have Miami today and Louisiana Tech tomorrow. We kind of gauge, hey, how many tickets do you need? How many do you think you're going to be able to sell? And how many do you think are going to come back to us so that we have the ability to sell those? Or, in the event that we have some nonprofit organizations that would like a few tickets, we can reach out to them to see about that. All I can speak of is that since we announced the teams on Sunday for our game, the phone's been ringing off the hook here at the bowl office.
Awesome.
Parking passes have been selling, tickets have been going. Logan Lewis, who's in charge of all of our corporate sponsorships, he's been just running ragged, trying to fulfill requests that are coming in. So far, it's been great in terms of just the phones ringing here. And obviously, we want a huge turnout on December 26th, and hope that it's a sellout.
Oh, sure.
So we'll keep trying to pound the pavement and sell corporate sponsorships and tents and tickets and whatnot, and hopefully it's a great day on the 26th.
Well, look, since it is the day after Christmas, Art, I will be happy to dress up like Santa Claus if you think that will bring in any people. If you think that would help.
Well, Miami asked. They asked for a Santa Claus for Christmas. So I can always give them your information.
There you go. I mean, I'm down. I played. I could tell you about the most awkward Santa Claus interaction that I had, but you're in a meeting right now, so I'm going to let you go. I will tell you, when I was in college, I had to dress up like Santa Claus for a Christmas festival, and I had one of the most awkward interactions of all time while I was doing that. I'll try to avoid that. But look, whatever I need to do for y'all, I'm in. Look, I love the matchup. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I also love the fact that Louisiana Lafayette is playing Miami of Ohio. I think that's some just really remarkable symmetry right there, and I appreciate that. So
well, you're still going to be. You're still going to be. We talked to your agent. You're still going to do the PA.
Well, there's a piece of paper that still needs to be signed. We're waiting on that piece of paper to be signed, and then we can get that all figured out.
Okay, well, we'll reach out to Jimmy Sexton and make sure that gets done.
I'm wearing Jimmy Sexton's suit, just like Lane Kiffin was. Hey, brother, much appreciated, as always. Congratulations on the good matchup, and we're looking forward to it. We'll have you back on once y'all get some announcements going with teams and with sponsorship and whatnot, but we're definitely looking forward to your bowl game, brother.
Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Art Carmody.